you can get over a breakup because eventually you will. When it's just suddenly happens out of nowhere and you're depressed for no reason, it feels like, well, maybe this isn't going to go away, but it is.
Hey everyone, we actually want to talk about a serious topic that we know impacts a lot of leaders, and we don't feel like it gets talked about enough. Before we dive into that, people say I don't smile enough on camera, so I'm just going to do that for a little bit.
That makes me feel comforted. That's the things nightmares are made of, people.
You can trust this face.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, but this is not about me. Actually, Tyler wrote a blog about battling with anxiety and depression as a leader. It's a real thing. And so take us through a little bit about different ways you struggle with it.
Yeah, for sure. And just to set this up, this is not a woe is me kind of vlog or anything. We are all about, this is a real thing. How do you conquer it? And that seems like the biggest holdup is it all seems woe is me or we ignore this. Right. So we want to skip right past that. So I think there's 3 different ways you really, really feel anxiety and depression. And this can range everything from clinical to just a very average, normal, day-to-day kind of thing that everyone deals with. But wherever you're on the spectrum, I know for me personally, there's the type of depression in which first you just feel numb. You don't feel anything, and that's almost one of the worst kind, because it's not that you're hurting, you just don't feel at all, and it feels like you're kind of just not human.
Okay, I've never thought about it that way. If that's the case, then I think I've had that since birth.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, so I think everyone relates to that to some degree, and however bad it is, that's the part that will kind of drive you insane because you don't know what to do with it. You just don't feel right or anything at all. Second kind is the more traditional. What you think of is you're hurting, you feel pain, and the problem is you feel too much, and you don't really know what to do with it, so you start acting sporadic, at least on the inside. Just that turmoil of how do I get rid of this, and what do I do with it, because it's hard to be stable when it feels like you're just in the middle of a flood.
Yeah.
And actually the last one, anxiety, that's the one where ranges from healthy to a panic attack, where it's easier to be in the bathroom trying to get yourself together than being in public, like just huddled in a corner trying to figure that out. And it can feel like the walls are just closing in on you until there's no choices left, and you're just trying to fight through the confusion. And so I've had all 3 of those to whatever degree, but I felt all 3 of those. And after talking with a lot of people, students in the teen center we have, college age students, there's so many people that go through with this, and they feel like they're 100% alone.
Yeah, and what I'm impressed about, honestly, with you is that you've recognized this and tackled it at a really early age. And some people, stuff it, pretend it doesn't exist. You talk about this in your blog, but you give 4 things. So we're going to talk about those 4 things, and if you can give practical examples here. Yeah. I love how you made them all R's. They're easy. So what does reevaluate look like? If you're tackling this head on, what does reevaluate look like?
So I put reevaluate instead of just evaluate because it's an ongoing process. You have constantly got to know where are you at right here, right now, today, because if you wake up and all of a sudden it's an off day where you feel like the world is in chaos, you have to be able to adjust to it. And if you try and just pretend like everything's normal, you're going to fail, and you're not going to be able to make it to where you need to be.
Okay, so what do you do?
Me, I honestly take an assessment of what kind of day is going on, what can I actually take on with a workload, with relationships. What do I have to do? Do I need to start getting more sleep in? Whatever it is, I need to know what's happening with me.
Okay, so that kind of leads into the second thing, right? Reorganize?
Reorganize, yes. So with all of that, you have to make the adjustments. It's not enough just to know that you're depressed, you're feeling anxiety, because I think that's pretty easy to start kind of feeling, but that is it. If you are in a state of turmoil, like for me, I go through seasons of real highs and then real lows. If I'm in one of those seasons, I know that I have to start getting to bed earlier because I still got to get up at the same time. I can't stop doing work for the teen center because I'm feeling this way. That means I got to adjust my sleep schedule. That means I have got to make sure I'm getting my exercise more than ever. It means I've got to get around people even when I don't feel like it. And sometimes it is even just going and resting that it's one of those days and not beating myself up for it and killing myself over it.
So I hear you in that, using actually the third R there,
Yeah.
remember. So what does that mean for you?
Yeah. So remembering, this is remembering the truth of what's really going on. And it's so easy to lose sight, because when you're in a room full of people that absolutely love you and have your support, and you feel like you're alone and everyone just is staring at you and kind of hates you, you've got to remember what is actually true, that you are loved, you're cared for, that there's hope, that tomorrow actually is going to come despite how much it doesn't feel like it, or that even though you don't feel anything, that this isn't going to last forever. And that's how you just start to make that base, because there's no real truth in the reality you're living in during this.
Okay, and so I love it. So the last one you said, remain.
That's
Talk to us about that.
Keep going and remain in the things that are going to keep you strong. For me, I fall back on God. Like, I have to. If I don't remember to be asking Him for help and some guidance through this stuff, I'm going to fall through. If I'm not asking for friends' help through this, I won't be able to make it on my own. So it's the remembering to keep pushing on. It doesn't matter if it feels like it's going to be over or not, because that's part of the turmoil, is that when it's not external, you don't know if it's going to quit. You can get over a breakup because you know eventually you will. When it's just suddenly happens out of nowhere and you're depressed for no reason, it feels like, well, maybe this isn't going to go away, but it is.
Yeah.
And you have to keep on pushing through, because too many people give it up just like right before the end.
Got it.
Right before it's over.
Great. It was a great blog. If you are resonating with anything that Tyler's saying, hey, give us a shout out. We'll hit up Tyler directly on our website, catalystcollective.community, and he would love to talk to you further.